Hey guys, it's Ab here, and today I'm bringing you another video. So I'm putting this video up on my main channel and my collab account. So, hello collab account, I'm your Tuesday guy here, and this week's topic is talking about Leelah and her passing and just kind of stuff like that. Let's get into it. If you haven't heard, and you've probably heard of Leelah's, I forgot her last name, Leelah's passing, her suicide, and she was transgender, male to female, and her parents were very religious and were not accepting at all. She was put in, I can't remember what kind of therapy it's called, but it's where, but she had all Christian therapists, and they would always tell her the only way to solve your problems is to take it with God and stuff. And they didn't help her with being trans at all. And that was really damaging. So she's got rejection from her parents, rejection from, the therapy. She was even taken away from school and everything, and her friends and social media for 5 months, totally isolating herself, without any acceptance, without any support. And that's gotta be extremely hard. I mean, I really feel for her, and she decided to take her life. And until her suicide note was on the internet and people started getting more awareness about it, and because Tumblr's like a really awesome community and they really pushed it as important, because her death was about to be ruled as an accident. She might be even buried in a tux with her birth name, and people on the internet are getting together and signing these petitions. I've signed the petitions too, and I hope you can find the petitions to sign as well, so we could help her, get the justice she needs. She wrote a very elegantly written suicide note, and it was posted on Tumblr by AutoPost or something, and she expressed everything that she's going through, and how all the rejection, and how her parents aren't going to help support her transition, and it just seems hopeless, and she's just buried in hopelessness, and it's so sad. But with her suicide note, it's raised a lot of awareness for trans people, and I can already see the internet changing. Because one, all of the support she's getting, all the support trans people are getting. I'm a trans guy, and on my Facebook even, I've had at least 8 people come to me and say, I accept you for being transgender, and I think you're really strong for doing that, blah, blah, blah. And I think that's really awesome. I think the sad thing is that Leelah couldn't find hope. She couldn't wait a few more years to get starting with her transition, and she didn't raise awareness from what she did while she was alive. It sadly happened after her death, and it was from her suicide note that this has happened. But nonetheless, she wanted her death to mean something, and her death has meant something. It's been amazing, what her suicide note, what her message did for the internet and for everyone. It's one step towards the right direction. I just wish she could have found a way to help raise awareness for the trans community while she was still alive. And I think she would have done a lot of great for this community, but she has done a lot of great for this community. It's just, I wish she could be alive to see the impact that she's had on people, the positive impact. And it's just, she is such an amazing person, and I really value and I really look up to her. So the kind of therapy Leelah received from her suicide note was talking about how she got all Christian therapists, and how they're just trying to tell her, push her into here, take it with God. God will wash you of your sins. I've been told that by teachers too, that I'll take it with God, I'll pray for you. How do you go to God for help if that's the way He's made you? It's just this is it conversion therapy? I can't remember. But the therapy, it's just, you can't, she didn't have support from her parents. She, where's the support from her friends, for a couple of her friends, I hope. But then these therapists telling her that she's wrong and bashing on her and just rejecting her. And that's not going to help her depression at all. I think that's more damaging than if she never went into therapy at all. So there's even been petitions I've seen on the internet, and I've signed it, to ban that kind of therapy. Because it's not helpful, it's damaging. It's terrible, and I feel bad that she had to go through that. So I like to talk about statistics among trans people, because, there are a lot of trans and a lot of suicides that just go unnoticed because they don't post about the internet, they just keep it kind of personal, and they're just another statistic, and we don't hear about them. But we need to realize that there's tons of more trans people committing suicide each and every day, and their voices aren't heard. And that's why I think Leelah took a really good step. Of course, we'd rather her be alive, but the suicide note, putting on the internet to raise awareness, because yeah, there's a lot of trans kids passing away and they didn't speak out about it. Statistics: 1 out of 2 trans people have attempted suicide sometime before the age of 20. Now let that sink in. Before the age of 20, they're in their teens, they're kids, and they're attempting suicide. That's crazy. Then 97% of trans people have been mistreated at work or at school. 97% of trans people have been harassed for being who they are. And trust me, when you're harassed for something that you can't change at all, and you're being harassed for taking the step to be yourself, that's damaging and it hurts so bad. And 97% of trans people go through that. That's nuts. It's hard to even deal with ourselves just without all the pressures by society, without the pressures from parents and peers and whatever. It's hard to be us, to just look in the mirror. And it's not a matter of, oh, I'm overweight, that could be a factor too, but it's like you have body parts that aren't supposed to be there, and since you have those body parts, society says, oh, well, you're just, if you came out of female at birth, society says, well, you have to be a female because you have female parts, and that's not right. And it's just, aside from all of that pressure, just living with ourselves is hard enough, and can drive people to want to commit suicide even just from that, minus all the pressures and stuff from society. And that sucks. It sucks so bad. And people are just making it worse for us. And lastly, the trans suicide rate among all trans people is 41%. 41%, almost half of trans people have committed suicide. And that's going to take a long time to get those rates down. But what Leelah did and what Leelah posted, her suicide note has no doubt helped so many people. I just wish, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all of us, that she could be here to see that, and she can be a part of this. And over the years, and she, we just see this trans community just form and change, and there's a lot more acceptance in society, just like with homosexuality, It's going to be a great thing. And it's sad that people, trans people, have taken their lives already. They're not going to be able to see that. It sucks so bad because they're missing out. They really are. That's all I really have to say about Leelah. Just, if you can, just post stuff about it, repost pictures of her story, and just raise awareness, talk about it with your friends and family, and and all trans people out there, just be strong. It's scary. It's a scary life to live while you're trans, but it's not worth taking your life. We were trans for a reason. We've been made trans for a reason, and we did not choose this lifestyle. So why do you have to feel bad about it? You don't have to feel bad for who you are. Come out, be yourself, and one day society's not gonna even think twice about it. Everything's gonna be awesome. We just have to come together and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tuesday Guys signing off, Sab signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.